Shri V.V. Rao, all the distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen. I am happy to be participating in this event here. I think it's quite topical today. People have been talking of the cloud computing for quite some time. E-governance also for more time. And the coming together of these two concepts is what we are calling e-cloud. And that is the conference theme today. One thing, when we combine these two words and make G-cloud, there is a plus side and there is a possibly negative connotation to the whole thing. The plus side will talk a little later, but the negative connotation is whenever you talk of cloud, cloudy, dark cloud, unreachable, somewhere, nebulous, all these ideas come to the mind. So, quite possible also, these are all the risks inherent in adopting this kind of a technology into the e-government. So we have to be wary of the problems, the pitfalls that may be there. Or is it one more mirage that we are chasing after leaving the earlier mirages? So that is the little bit of caution we have to. At the beginning, I am sounding a bell of caution. Having said that, again, even if it is nice that it is a good bright cloud, white cloud and blue sky. But even if it is dark, we should have a silver line. We will have a silver line in the cloud anytime. I am not, of course, telling it in a lighter sense, but precisely because we are working on a computing architecture, which, for want of any other name, we have called it silver line architecture. After I joined this department, I was thinking on this area. Can we design something, cut out an architecture, a framework that will meet our needs, precise needs in this country? So, with the cloud and beyond the cloud, ideas beyond cloud came, then I thought that it will be the appropriate title would be the silver line, and we are currently a few teams working on this concept. So it's very, very appropriate that in a couple of weeks from that idea we have this conference here. Now when we talk of this cloud, the surveys reveal that it's still not the in thing or the preferred thing for major applications, sensitive applications. Large enterprises, large applications. People are trying to nibble at it, so to say, or use it in a selective manner. As a mild dose at this point as it can be. With major countries like US, only about 20% or less of the applications, smaller applications, being tried out. Now, what are the plus point or the case for using cloud? You see, obviously, cost comes to the mind foremost, and that way, of course, it is a good thing to happen because it is based on a multi-tenancy approach. I think we in India are culturally quite suited to this paradigm of sharing and optimal utilization of resources. These are inherent in Indian blood. any asset you take, whether it is a car in which 4 to 5, 6 people travel at a time, or a bus which is fully loaded and so on. So conceptually it fits, culturally it fits us in India very much. All the boxes which are filling the data centers or the networks which are now capable of providing gigabits, how can we optimize, how can we increase the percentage of utilization of those very expensive resources? I think that's the definitely need of the hour in India, and we should be happy to accept any idea which is in that direction. The second aspect, apart from cost reduction by sharing, that happens through a G-Cloud. More importantly, the management benefits that come, the ease of managing several applications from the same box as it can come. Given the shortage of skills that we have, and also given the size of the country that we are talking about, size of the transactions that happen here, it's better that it is managed more effectively and efficiently from central place. I think that is another plus point. And the third, of course, is one to do with standardization and duplication. I think Mr. Rao touched upon that briefly in his introductory, but it's very much relevant to us. We have been talking. I know any number of conferences where the question at the end of all the presentations was from the audience, why are you rediscovering the wheel each time? What can you do to replicate a success story, etc. So, I mean, the answer is definitely not purely technological in origin. Cannot be. It is, I used to say that it is not merely a CD. E-governance is not a CD. If it is a CD, even the remotest part in India would have had all the e-governance services long back. It is as simple as copying on a CD. It would have spread like wildfire without anybody's propulsion or like that popular song which got the imagination, and then it's not so easy like a CD. There are people issues, there are ownership issues, there are acceptance issues which are human in nature, which can't be put on a CD and replicate. There are leadership issues of all things which cannot be translated. Yes, language issues and so on. So, when we talk of cloud, a number of these issues, while of course it brings us closer to an answer, a technological answer, substantially technological answer, to offer it on a cloud, but still you have to grapple with several issues when you talk of applying it to e-governance. The security and privacy, which are significant, significant concerns to the government administrators. When the private sector surveys reveal that they are kind of trying the field at this point of time to small applications, will the governments be willing at this point to offer the biggest of the applications, largest applications, sensitive applications? That is an area, security, privacy. We need to have the assurance of the required degree. Then there are problems on both sides. Supposing there is an application there is a giver and a taker. Let me call it that way. The state or the department which has developed that application running it successfully. That is the giver. And the taker is another state or department which is willing to take advantage of that by taking it to the cloud. So there are problems on both sides. There is problem of possessiveness, so to say, of the state which is trying to give the giver. And also there is a problem of ownership at the receiving end. I am not the owner, I feel deficient, I feel hesitant. So we need to address both the problems, the giver and taker problem in this space, before we can really make a big dent or big wave through this technology. And of course, where should the data reside is another question. Can it be on par with Yahoo's, Google's and Facebook's? Where we don't know where my data resides, my photos lie. It is totally opaque to me. Can an e-governance application flourish in such an environment? Can the administrators be comfortable, those who are governing the governance, can they be comfortable in such an environment, such a proposition? So we need to find valid answers to this and convince ourselves thoroughly, so that it is a kind of a workable proposition. But I am sure that these are questions for which collectively we will be able to find credible answers and demonstrate all these things practically. There is also the intention of the experiment that I mentioned earlier that we are undertaking. So the provocation there is not only one of replication but also of rapid replication, rapid development and deployment in addition to replication. If you are able to put together either an application and or we call set of components on the cloud which people can assort according to their needs and then very rapidly develop the application and make use of it. So this is the kind of a kernel of the thought process that we are doing. But also we need to develop acid tests for what kind of application. Supposing I am putting an application which is non-standard, full of loopholes, full of security holes on the cloud, and then ask others, and unwittingly they take it. What happens? The whole country is full of loopholes and problems and security issues. So it is being, like a virus is being broadcast in this way. So that is, we need to have a pre-testing, and it should satisfy criteria A, B, C, D, E. Not only on the security side, but also on the openness, on the adoption of standards which are, which grow into the future, which take us into the future, which enable us to scale. So all these properties does it have, then you put it on the cloud. Otherwise you are kind of being counterproductive in the long. So that is, we need to create those frameworks. This will convince the givers and takers, both. Once you have such a framework in place, then you need to have protocols developed. How does one cloud talk to the other cloud? It's not as if we are talking of one G cloud, which is all encompassing. It is not practicable possibly. So there are several clouds which need to communicate with each other tomorrow. What is the kind of communication protocols between them? So all this put together is the new architecture I am excited about, and I hope that in 2-3 months' time we may have some good news if we have the breakthrough. Now, having said that, let me also tell one more version of NDGP. We have worked so very hard in the last few years and arrived at some place today in the e-governance plan. But the time has come and we should really be in a position to count the chicken, as they call. We should be able to demonstrate, impact, touch the people of this country with our services, which are proportionate to the effort that has gone into building this whole thing. So the accent today we are putting in the EIT web is on the outcomes. The number of only single parameter are metric today. How many e-services have been delivered in this month? Is this a single parameter that will judge our performance in the area of e-governance? The rest is mechanics, the rest is means. The end is only one. How many places have we touched? How many citizens have we touched? Effective e-service mechanism. So the single parameter is what counts. Rest of the things we need to work out, work backwards and do whatever is needed. So that is the way we are trying to change the paradigm, and I hope that we will catch up. It's not enough that we talk of outcomes and services, transactions, visible, such rooms, but we should go down to people who are really working at the field, project managers, and the various ministries and departments which really have to work. It's not for IT department alone, but it's for the departments to commit to those service levels and comply with those numbers. Now, to make it happen very quickly, there are 4 types of frameworks we are thinking. One is a set of legal frameworks, including the EDS, electronic delivery of services, which mandates the delivery of services, which is a bill which is already in the Parliament under consideration at this point. So how to see that we do all that is needed to get the approval, legislative approval is one, and also the rules which enable delivery of such services. The second area is a set of technology frameworks, including the one I mentioned, the rapid development deployment frameworks. A set of technology frameworks in place. Third is institutional frameworks. That if there is a wide degree of variance, even within DIT itself there is need for reorganizing and improving the efficiencies of serving the various ministries and states. So whatever realignment is needed, restructuring is needed, that is to be done, and also at the state level. So as to give the service orientation, look at it from service perspective everywhere, and wherever readjustment is needed, that needs to be done. So, and also the financial area, where I am very, very happy to report to you that our budget for this year compared to last year is at least 3 times more. And it is a challenge now how to utilize it gainfully and produce results. But it is better to have surplus than deficit. So it's a happier situation to be in a surplus position than a deficit position. We collectively we are appealing to all the states to utilize this and working with them to create action plans so that we have definite goals, definite accomplishments, and at the end of the year. So that is where we are, perched at this point of time. And also one small thing is that we have made some experiments in the use of cloud or cloud enablement of the applications also of our infrastructure like SDCs and networks. So small experiments have been done, and we are also hoping to analyze these results which is the results that have been produced in these experiments. So the larger experiment of using cloud for e-governance can be realized, subject to those experiments going well. Then I'm looking forward to the panel discussion, somewhere some more light may be thrown on the various aspects of how to take this idea forward. I have no doubt in my mind that this is going to be a successful model, successful technology to adopt. The question is not whether we should do it. The question is only how to succeed, how to use it successfully. So I'm sure with such brains as are present here in this room today, it is going to be not such a tough task before us, and pretty soon we'll have the success in front of us. Thank you all.